Good morning, good morning, good morning. Domino. Say good morning. Say good morning. Domino's been on it today, guys. Domino before daylight was wanting to go outside this morning. Domino don't ever want to go outside that early in the morning. Normally, I'm already outside a couple of times before Domino decides to get out of his little comfortable little bed that he's got going on. Yeah. I'm over here by the tractors. We got some work to do with them coming up after this weekend. Just taking a look at everything. I'm going to go ahead and grease Uber and lift up before I use them on Monday. I will be putting in the work with both of these all next week. My plan is to be done with the tiny house on the inside by the end of the weekend, and then I also have to build some nesting boxes for the rabbit and also the chickens this weekend as well. Why I got all the tools out to be able to build stuff like that. Why I got the saws out, the nail guns, all of that good stuff. And because there's been a development over there this morning. I've already got one of the hens that's went, what do they call it? Broody? One of them's already went broody over there. She's already sitting on some eggs. And they are laying what's happening out of some eggs right now. I've got quite a few already, which is awesome because I get to eat eggs in the morning. It's to the point where I'm going to have to start boiling them and doing something with them because they are producing. And I think that's a good amount of chickens for me here. And I think it'll give me plenty of eggs to be able to give some away and also to be able to put up for myself. Domino, what are you doing this morning? You all fired up this morning. You're loving this cool weather, huh? The weather is kind of cool this morning, a little breezy. Yeah, you just having fun, huh? You've been wanting to be outside all day. All day. You ready for a long day? Another day of chasing the tractors? Yeah. I tell you what, Domino loves when I'm riding the tractors and the four-wheelers and any kind of motor vehicle whatsoever. Domino wants to be a part of it. But one thing Domino does not want to be a part of is all the saws. When I'm out there building, Domino is off in a distance, laying in the sun, living his best life. Don't want nothing to do with all that loud noise over there, for sure. Look at this morning. Beautiful, beautiful. You can see Mount Magazine. Oh, let me get my finger further away. All of that is Mount Magazine right there. So I've been walking this area over here that I'm wanting to put the fence up for the goats. And that's what I'm going to start on Monday. I'm thinking I'm probably going to have the fire pit area, unless I thread the needle and go right in between those two trees right over there, which might be doable. Or I might even come down and go, let's walk over there. Let's walk over there. Look at all that firewood. Uh-oh, starting to get some grass coming back. Spring is coming. I've got to get all this tilled up shortly, but I want to clear this area right here for the fence line first. But I might be able to go right in between these trees. Take that one out and kind of thread it right here and go straight across. That way it's more on the level ground right before it starts sloping down. I know cameras don't show slope very well, but it slopes down quite a bit down there. But I want to kind of keep it straight and flat ground this way so it's a nice even fence on the top all the way across as much as possible. It'll be for a lot better look, I would say. And then take it all the way out there to the road. Y'all want to go for a walk this morning? Let's go ahead and go for a walk. I'll show you how far this fence is going to go. We'll go out to the road there. Sure, Domino don't mind going for a little walkabout. It's quiet up here today, guys. Even Chanel's not saying nothing. I can hear the chickens in the background a little bit. I went to the feed store yesterday. Got all the animals some more food. Coco, good morning. Good morning. What are y'all doing? Good morning. What are you doing, beautiful girl? Are you scared of the fence this morning? Are you scared of the fence this morning? There you go. There you go. Me and Eclipse took us a walk yesterday. Good morning. Chief, when are you gonna do your job, man? It's time for some babies. It's time for some babies. This isn't just feed me mountain. You got to produce, man. You got to produce. All right, let's continue the walk. I can't wait to get those guys in a big open area. It's going to be over an acre. The size of it might even be closer to 2 acres, honestly. I don't know. I'll find out once I start stretching that fence and know how many feet it is. I'm sure my pocket's going to fill it too. They are proud of the fence right now, and I'm going to get some good fence. I'm going to get some of that horse wire that's like 5 foot taller. The same stuff that I used on my homestead in Florida. I never had a goat get out. I never had any issues. The only time that I ever had an issue was a tree fell across my fence. And only one goat got out then. So I'm going to try to duplicate that same setup here on the mountain. All right, so right here is the big tree that I was talking about, and right there is the tree that I was talking about coming right on the other side of it. So basically the fence is going to come out to right here and basically go down the road. More than likely it's going to be up on this tall section right here. See how it drops off? I'll probably come up here and go as close to that big tree right there as possible. But it's going to go all the way down. You can kind of see they used to have a fence there already. I'm going to have to pull some old barbed wire out and stuff. You can see it growing into the trees. See that? But basically I'm going to run basically the same way. I might actually go on the other side of that tree just to get a little bit further off of this section here, and it'd probably be a little safer with clearing it. There's some old fence right there, but there is a whole trench right there that feeds the creek down here from my property up there. Keeps that flooding. Look at that, like a deep little gully, but it comes on down, so I'll probably need to do something about that section there too. Yeah, I might have to hug right here. That way it's on that side of that. Y'all are coming up with the plan with me as we speak, guys. But it's coming all the way down here. Now eventually, guys, this isn't going to just be one big pen area. To start out with, it is. I'm going to do the whole structure to start with. And then I plan on putting basically an X in it with fencing and make 4 different paddocks. That way I can kind of separate animals when I need to, when they have babies and stuff like that, or be able to keep the males away from the females. That way I can start having babies when I want them on a schedule. So basically it's going to come all the way past the creek. All the way down here. And the cool thing about putting the goats over here and some sheep and some other stuff like that is they will clear out all of this undergrowth for the most part. So basically we're still walking. Oh, it's a little muddy right here. All the way to this fence post, and then my property kind of goes off at an angle right there, and the pond is right over there. Right there, that's the embankment to the pond. So I will come up right beside the pond and go back towards the cabin, way up there. And they will get right here all cleared out nicely. So when you pull in through my gate, it's all nice and park-like. And then over here on this side, the creek goes right there and ties into the big creek, which is right there. I still own this section, this little triangle right here from the creek back here, because I wanted to do something special with this area for the entrance to Come On Mountain. And I sold Mike and them basically the creek front all the way back to the field back there. So this right here is the only creek front that I got left from about here all the way to about over there. But it's like a little triangle piece, so I want to take out all of this low stuff, keep the nice trees, get rid of like the dead pines and stuff like that, get some nice grass, and maybe have a setting area and stuff right there. Something real nice to be able to look at as you kind of come in to Come On Mountain. But this kind of gives you a little bit of scale. Let me walk back to the fence of how big this fence line is going to be. It's going to be a huge project. It's probably going to be the biggest project so far on the mountain, and it's going to be costly, so I'm having to save my pennies. All right, let's take a moment and look at all that beauty. Gorgeous, gorgeous. All right, so we're at the fence at my gate right now, and basically we're going all the way up to the top of that hill right there, that whole section. They are going to have a ton of room, and I'm not gonna quarter it off until I fence in around the yard also. After I get done with this big section here, so the goats and Eclipse and everywhere has got a huge spot to run and roam and play and all of that. Then I'm going to start working on the yard area and fence in my yard. I got to figure out what design I'm going to do there, because I don't want to have to open a gate every time I go into my yard and go into my house. I had it set up like that in Florida, one of my old houses, where the fence basically attached to the side of the house in the back, so you never had to open a fence to get into your house. But if you wanted to go in the backyard, you opened up a gate. So I would like to try to do something similar there. And then once the yard itself gets fenced in, then Eclipse will probably end up being moving into the yard section. I'm basically going to leave it up to her, to be honest with you. She loves the goats. So if she's happier out there, I'll keep her out there. But if not, I would like for her to be back in the yard with me. I miss her. I enjoy our little walks and all that, and she's happy and she loves playing with the goats and she does a good job, but I do miss her. Being able to run around and hang out with me on projects and stuff like old Domino does. But Domino doesn't run off on me. He's a good little dog. So there's gonna be a lot of fencing this year, guys, a lot of fencing. And then of course the back section right now. Of course the back section back there, that'll be where I run just wire and stuff for cattle and stuff like that. I don't have to use that horse fence for that, which should save me a little bit of money. That horse fence is going to be expensive, but it's one of those things that I can do once, and I got a secure place for the animals. Never got to worry about them getting out, or the coyotes or anything like that being able to get in with them. So yeah, that's what's coming up. At the beginning of next week is what I'll be working on, clearing the fence lines. I won't be doing the fence yet. I'm going to wait until the spring for that, because once I get the fence lines cut, I want to start working on the raised beds and that whole section so I can have a garden this year. I know we talked about it already, but I just wanted to kind of give you all a visual of the scale of the fence that I'm about to do out here. I've been putting it off for a long time because I am not gonna lie, I'm nervous about it. In Florida, putting up fences is no big deal. It's just sugar sand, stuff like that. The main thing you got to deal with from time to time is roots. Out here, I mean, I got huge boulders. It is very rocky on Come On Mountain, so it scares me a little bit. I do got an auger for the tractor. I'm gonna need to get a bigger bit for the corner post, but all the little cedar posts that I'm going to put throughout, I got an auger bit for that, but I'm also going to use a lot of T-posts, so we'll see how it works. I don't know. I'm hoping I'm overstressing it and it's not as bad as I think it's going to be, but you can leave it in the comments if you got experience fencing in areas like this. I'm sure it's going to be exactly what I think it's going to be, a nightmare. Expensive, hard, slow moving nightmare, and I hate those slow moving projects, so we'll see how it works out. But I'm not going to be able to afford to just do it all at one time, so I want to get the fence lines cleared and I want to start buying posts and stuff. I want to try to get all the posts in and then start buying wire and just wiring it off as I can afford it, as the budget allows, because I've been pricing the fencing and good Lord, they are proud of it. My brother just did 5 acres in Florida, and I think he spent like 10 grand. It was a lot. So we'll see. Hopefully it ain't that much. He did have some people come out and do some stuff, so I'm hoping it don't end up costing that much, but it's a necessity in order for the homestead to move forward. It's something I gotta invest in and go ahead and start making happen, because just feeding all these animals without them producing and giving back is costly in its own right. So it's time for them to start having the space that they need to actually start benefiting the homestead here. But I think that's gonna be about it, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed the little walk around today on this gorgeous day, and I hope y'all got a better understanding what's coming as far as the fence line goes and the scale of it, because just standing on top of the mountain pointing doesn't really kind of show it. That little walk should tell you about how big this is about to be. But I tell you one thing, there'll be some happy goats and a happy eclipse whenever they get all that space to run around. And if they're happy, I'm happy. But I love every single one of y'all. I hope y'all do something nice for somebody today. Hope y'all take another step closer to your goals, and just have a great day, guys. But always, and I do mean always, keep it real. Come on.